Hello everyone, and welcome to Declutter webinar. My name is Natalia. I am a transformational coach and wellness practitioner, and I am thrilled to see you here. Decluttering has been a magic tool I've been using for years. It has helped me transform my life. It helped transform the life of my clients and people around me, and I cannot say enough great things about it. It was one of the first steps I took on my transformational journey. It added so much to my life, and it keeps adding every single time I attempt decluttering. I would love you to experience the benefits it can bring into your life, especially when done properly and with proper guidance. Miracles are going to abide. Today we will go over the best and most effective tips and tools when it comes to decluttering, how to break the vicious cycle of decluttering, and how to remove energetic blocks that might be present around you, right, or in your life with the help of decluttering. Imagine a life when you wake up and you look around and you feel just blissful. Everything that you're looking at brings you joy, peace, whatever emotion that you're always meaning to experience throughout life. Then you open up the closet, you look at the closet and go like, oh, wow, I can't wait to pick this item and try this on, or this one on, or match it with this or that. Then you go to the kitchen cabinet and you open it up and you go, oh wow, this is just so beautiful, and everything is organized and aligned in such a beautiful way. I can't wait to start making breakfast and drink from that cup, or use this bowl, or use this plate, or silverware. Every single item in your home makes you feel amazing, and you can't wait to start your day. This, you guys, is the purpose of decluttering. That's, if done properly, that's what it's going to bring into your life. That peace, serenity, or whatever array of amazing, beautiful, and positive emotions that you've always wanted or yearned to experience. And you, my friend, can do it yourself with your own hands. Let's start. Let's begin. Sounds wonderful. However, why can it be so challenging or uneasy to declutter? Why do we face that issue with having a difficulty of letting things go? The reason why it's so hard for us to let certain things go is because we have an emotional connection with the items around us. In fact, every single item that we own has been connected to us in this way or the other without us realizing that. And given that everything around us is energy, because everything is vibrating on a certain frequency, therefore, if we are connected to all those things around us, they are affecting us either negatively or positively. Very rarely the item has a neutral effect on us. So it either raises our vibration or it brings our vibration down. And this brings us to a topic about who and what we surround ourselves with. We hear a lot of gurus and public speakers talking about the importance of our surroundings, right? Because you are being so influenced by your social circle. Same goes for items. Items that we surround ourselves with can either make us feel good or can drain us. It's important to pick items that raise our vibration, that add to our beautiful life experience and not take away from it. And a little note that the benefit of the item has nothing to do with its price, right? Or the value that it's bringing to your life has absolutely nothing to do with price. An item can be of an exorbitant price. However, you don't feel good about it. It does not bring you joy. It's very important to pay attention to that. Value does not, or how it makes you feel, does not equal price. So please always keep that in the back of your head when you're going to be decluttering. And how often do we think about surrounding ourselves with items that feel good? Rarely anybody thinks about that. We just buy stuff, going about our life, and all those items that are sitting in our closet, in our garage, in our cupboard, or just standing there in the living room or hanging around in the living room, they are affecting us and our livelihood. How do you figure out the vibration of the item? Does it have positive energy, negative energy? Is that affecting me? How do you tell? Very simple and easy, actually. If the item makes you feel good, cheerful, if it does not create the feelings of, like stagnation or sadness or depression, then it means that the item has positive energy. If you have positive associations around the item and nothing bad comes to mind when you're looking at the item or holding the item in your hands, most likely it carries positive energy and has a positive effect on you. This brings us to the key principles of discarding. Number 1, does this item spark joy? When you're holding an item in your hand, see how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel good and uplifted, or does it bring your energy down? Pay attention to the feeling. Pay attention to the associations that are coming up for you. And the second one is, are you using this item regularly or often? So if the item is purposeful and it's adding to your life and it's useful and it's making your life easier, then it's definitely a positive one. And you probably want to keep it because it serves a practical function. Go by 2 criteria virtually when it comes to decluttering. Number 1, does it spark joy? And second, is it useful? Does it serve a purpose and adding to my life? So not only decluttering makes your life easier on a physical level because it's easier to find things, it's easier to locate them, easier to use, right? Everything is more organized and structured, but also it brings this clarity into your emotional being. By creating this beautiful, peaceful, and serene environment on the outside, you automatically are going to be soaking it up and soaking it in and bringing it within. Decluttering makes your daily life functions easier and faster. It makes you more productive. Your mind doesn't have to process a lot of things in the background. So there is no more static that's being created by unnecessary items that are just hanging around in your home or in your garage. So in a sense, what they're doing, they're creating this, as I mentioned, background noise that's constantly running in the back of your mind and draining your energy. And we don't want that. We want to preserve our energy and use it and target it, channel it towards what we want, towards fulfilling our dreams, towards making them possible, and so on and so forth. Believe it or not, decluttering also changes your mental state and your emotional state. As during the process of decluttering, you're going to be facing your fears, your unproductive belief systems. You'll face and bump into certain negative patterns of behavior. So this is an incredibly magical and important process, I would say, that everybody should embark on at least once in their lifetime. And this is also such a beautiful way of you getting to know you, of self-discovery, what you like, what you don't like, what your style is, what your preferences are, what you'd like to bring with you into your new life that you're creating, and what you'd like to leave behind, and why is it so hard to let certain things go. And those could be keys to understanding not only yourself better, but to also seeing your blind spots and seeing the blockages that might be standing in your way of success and even healing. I'd like to share a story of one of my clients to showcase how the energetic attachments can present themselves and how certain items can influence us. So my client came to me with the problem of having nonstop ruminating thoughts about her ex-partner, and nothing would help her. No therapy, mindset work, nada. The thoughts about the ex-partner were still there. And there was a vase that they bought on a trip together, and it was still standing in her apartment on her coffee table. The moment we located the vase and she made a conscious decision and choice to smash the vase, knowing that it might carry a negative energy, the moment she smashed it, the ruminating thoughts stopped. They were gone instantaneously. Guys, this is not nothing short of a miracle. Seriously, it is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Till this day, I've had similar experiences, but not to that degree. So this is just to show you how items can be influencing us. They are carrying energy, and this energy is influencing us without us realizing it. Sometimes we can be totally oblivious that something like a vase that was bought together with your ex-partner can be the reason of you having ruminating thoughts. Of course, there is more to the story, but let's call it negative energy, right? That this vase was carrying. So it's so important to let go of things that do not feel good, right? Or that you have not very good or not very positive associations with. And sometimes we're holding to an item because associations might not be all bad, but they're still giving you this feeling, the off feeling, or maybe they just bring up a thought into your mind, and that is enough to establish this negative connection that will be affecting you on the daily. How many of you have tried decluttering only to find yourself in a similar state a couple months or like a year or a couple years later? That was me, guys. So there is a structure that needs to be followed, right? Like decluttering by category, or making sure that you're only keeping items that spark joy. But another thing is about being intentional when you're decluttering and really working on every item as you go. What does that mean? As I said, a lot of items we have emotional attachments or energetic attachments to. An item that we are keeping, sometimes we can be holding on to it because there is a lesson that needs to be learned or an emotional trauma to be let go of. And the item, in a sense, represents that emotional trauma or fear or pattern of behavior. For instance, I'm going to give you an example. I used to have a pattern of buying things that were on sale, on discount. There were multiple lessons in this scenario. I would go and buy an item on sale, be happy that I bought an item on sale because I saved money, and then this item would just be hanging in my closet. I would not be wearing it or wearing it very rarely and would not be happy about it. I ended up having a closet full of clothes, yet nothing to wear. I think a lot of women especially can associate with that. And a lot of us carry a lot. We carry a lot of emotional trauma. We've been through a lot of hardships. And those items, they can be representation of that. So what was it in my case? When I started decluttering, I would declutter, would throw the item. I would realize, yes, it does not bring me joy, so I would just toss it away. To only find a couple months or years later to have another pile of items on sale or similar items that I didn't like or enjoy on my shelf, in my drawers, and in the closet. Then I started thinking, okay, what is the lesson here? And I realized that not only I had fear of buying items that I liked, I didn't even know what I liked. I was like, I didn't know my style. I didn't know what suits me, what models, what shapes, what textiles I enjoyed, what colors. So I would just randomly buy things that were on sale that I enjoyed them on somebody else, but not necessarily on me, right? So that was lesson one, learning about myself. Who am I? What is my style? What silhouettes go best with me? What textures do I like? How do I want to feel in this item of clothing? Do I like a casual style or a more elaborate one? Or like more professional style? And it goes so much deeper than that, because at that time, like, even my career did not reflect truly who I was and what I was meant to be doing and what I was willing and desiring to be doing and bringing to the world. Another one was the fear of not having enough money. What if I let go of this item, but I'm not gonna have enough to buy a new one? So that's another fear to work through. So of course, that all those things, they prompt you to buy items that you're not really liking or enjoying. And then they're sitting there and you have a fear of letting them go. Or you keep accumulating them again once you do pluck up the courage of letting them go. Working through those emotional issues is critical to end, finally, the vicious cycle of decluttering, and to always have this beautiful closet, not necessarily full of clothes, but full of items that you're willing and ready to wear and happy to wear and grateful about having them. How to break the vicious cycle of decluttering and do it once and for all is to be very intentional with your decluttering process and really setting a goal in the beginning, remembering your whys. Why is that you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, and really working on every single item, not just randomly tossing it out, but really feeling into, okay, what is this about? And especially if it's harder for you to let go of the item, why is this harder? Why is this hard for me to let it go? What is this showing me? What is the lesson here? Every single item that we own is interacting with our energy. And it is interacting with our energy either in a negative way or a positive way. Very rarely it's neutral. This is why it is so critical for us to be mindful of what we have as our possessions, because it's always occupying your mental space and your energetic space. So in the back of your mind, your energy field is constantly trying to process whatever is there, because it's communicating with the energy of an object or item. And this subsequently changes your emotional state and your mental state. You're decluttering to uplift your mental and your emotional space. That is the reason why so many emotions can come up while you're decluttering. Emotions of fear or anger or frustrations. That's why it can be so hard for us to declutter, because we don't want to be looking into those emotions, or maybe we don't want to be faced with certain memories or associations. But hey, the items are still there and they're affecting you. They're affecting your life. So if you'd like to change your life, if you'd like to transform your life, to see some progress and achieve certain levels of success in this or that area of your life, decluttering might just be the key and the missing piece for you. Decluttering is such a beautiful way of and process of self-discovery. Through decluttering, we are really experiencing who we are, what we like, what we don't like, what is it that we would like to bring into our future life, how we're building our life, what style is our style, what colors are our colors, right? What books we like to read, what food we enjoy, and what items we need to prepare this food. It is such a holistic experience if you look at it from a different perspective. So it's so much more than just a physical act of removing items from your home. You can make it a sacred experience, an experience of transforming your emotional, mental, energetic, and spiritual state. And you can use it to your advantage. It can be a therapy of sorts. It can be a very sacred and sacral ceremony, if you will. Let's move to decluttering stages when it comes to sorting and discarding, organizing and storing, and daily upkeep of things. Letting go cannot be easy. And I get it. I get it. And this is where you hit this roadblock. And this roadblock is to be celebrated, because this roadblock can be a breakthrough. It can be like a stepping stone, a springboard for you to go to the next level. So every time you're facing an item that is hard for you to let go, think of it from the perspective, okay, that can be a wonderful opportunity for me to get deeper into why this item is creating so much resistance in me. What is this really about, and where can it take me to? Or maybe what situation in my life is this reflective of or bringing up in me? Because it's never just about the items, you guys, and throwing the items. There's always something deeper. Some underground waters are running down there without you consciously realizing that. We form emotional attachments to certain things, especially it comes to some sentimental items and memorabilia. Maybe it's something that was given to you by a friend or your ex-partner, and the relationship is not there, but the item still remains. And yes, you have a hard time of letting those things go. And that also means that you might still have some energetic attachments to that friend or ex-partner of yours. It's a wonderful opportunity for you to look into some of the things that have not yet been fully resolved and that you were avoiding to look at. So this tool is a beautiful way to work through those emotional and energetic and spiritual issues without re-experiencing the trauma. Okay? And that is the goal, to work through issues without getting re-traumatized and re-experiencing the negative. When you declutter, there is one tip that has been life-changing for me when I learned it. You declutter not by location, but by categories. So that's one of the biggest tips after using the Spark Joy method while deciding whether to discard or keep an item. So the second one is decluttering by categories versus location. Decluttering clothes, for instance, you focus on simply clothes everywhere, not just the bedroom where you have a closet, but then you can have a closet also in the living room or in the hallway. So declutter not by location, but by categories, which are, some of the categories are clothes. So that includes tops, bottoms, underwear, socks, outwear, shoes, bags, accessories. Then the second category is books and papers. And it's actually very helpful to go in this order. And there is a reason for that. Then kimono, which is miscellaneous items like CDs, kitchenware, electrical appliances, makeup, household goods, stationery, disposables, and etc. And then the next one is sentimental items. And it is advised, and this is actually a principle that I've learned from Mary Kondo, who's a Japanese decluttering expert. And this is an absolutely brilliant tip. Nothing can beat it because there is a structure to it. You never miss an item, so nothing can go hidden or untouched by you. So you definitely spot every single item in every single category, because again, you're decluttering by category and not by location. It's so easy to miss an item when you go by location, and then items are also scattered throughout, which creates and adds to more chaos in your life. And we want to not only declutter, but to organize and hopefully create the life that is structured, orderly, peaceful, calm, zen. Sentimental items category goes last because this is the category that carries the most emotional load. and that has most emotional attachments to it. It's like gifts, photo albums, some family memorabilia, etc. Do categories in this particular order. Once again, it's clothes, books, papers, then kimono, and then sentimental items. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If so, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'm inviting you guys to my 28 days declutter challenge. It will be lots of fun. You're gonna feel very supported. So if you don't want to be doing this decluttering journey, decluttering stuff alone, please join the challenge. There will be weekly lives, weekly lessons. Everything will be recorded if in case you cannot make it. So you will learn more tips and tricks. You'll learn how to use decluttering tool to get over the emotional blocks, how to find them in the first place, right? And then how to work through them so you don't have to go through decluttering process all over again. So we'll be doing a lot of hand holding. You'll get an opportunity to ask questions, and there will be a private Facebook group for you to join. And this is such an exciting time. I cannot wait to see your transformation, guys. I cannot wait to meet you all. So in case you'd like to learn more about this challenge, please click the link below and see if it might be a good fit. In any case, thank you so much for being here. I'm sending everybody lots of light and compassion, and until next time, bye-bye.